各位代表，第13届全国人大4次会议
The fourth session of the 13th National People's Congress
已经圆满完成
has
了
completed
9项
all
议
the
程。
agendas.
会议高度评价党和国家事业取得
The
的
meeting gave
新的
high
重大
appraisal to the
成就，
new and major achievements
表达
made
了
by
人
the
民
party
对习
and
近
the
平
country
总书记和以习
and
近平
expressed
同志为核心的
the
党中央的衷心拥戴。
sincere admiration and support to Comrade Xi Jinping and General Secretary of the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core. The meeting has approved the government work reports and also the 14th Five-Year Plan and the long-range objectives through the year 2035.
会议审议通过了关于修改
The
全国人
meeting
民代表大会
also approved the resolution on amending the NPC organic law and also the resolution on amending the rules of procedures for the NPC. The meeting made the decision to improve the electoral system in Hong Kong, which has won wide support from all the deputies, including deputies from Hong Kong SER and deputies from other ethnicities in China, and this demonstrates the strong resolve of all the people in China in supporting the stability and the political arrangement of one country, two systems. Fellow deputies, on a journey of building a socialist modern country, the NPC will better play its functions. And to do that, we have to enhance our capacity in terms of awareness, political judgment, and actions. And we have to follow the guidance of Xi Jinping's thoughts of socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era. The Xi Jinping thoughts of socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era is one guiding thought enshrined by China's constitution. It has embedded important thoughts on developing the organization of the NPC and on carrying forward Marxism. It has also explained major theories and guidelines on improving the work of the NPC, and we must adhere to the Xi Jinping thoughts of socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era for a very long time, so as to guarantee that the work of the NPC can progress towards the correct direction. We must also follow the party's leadership for the work of the NPC. Adhering to the party's leadership is the fundamental character and the most striking advantage of the work of the NPC, and this is the fundamental political principle and political guarantee of the NPC. And we have to follow the leadership of the party in all the work that we do, so that we can translate the views of the party into the actions and consensus of the society in a legal manner. And in this way, we can also guarantee that the decisions and plans and policies of the party can be carried out in all the work we do at the NPC. We must also stick to the socialist path of Chinese characteristics. Socialism with Chinese characteristics is a path explored by the Chinese people in modern times through theoretical explorations and trials. It is a choice made by all Chinese people, and we must accept the leadership of the party and put people in the first place and combine that with the rule of law. We must also improve our political judgment, political awareness, and political execution, so that we can provide a stable political environment and political support for China's social and economic development.
We must also observe the rule of law philosophy proposed by General Secretary Xi Jinping and play a key role in practicing the rule of law. And the philosophy of President Xi Jinping of rule of law is the result of a thorough study about the Chinese culture, the socialist system in the legal field, and it is the fundamental principle and guideline for executing the rule of law. We must execute President Xi Jinping's philosophy of rule of law to the full and follow the pathway of socialism with Chinese characteristics in this new era, and adhere to that guideline in the legal sphere. And also we must observe the overall targets so that the rule of law will always be practiced on the right track. We must also adhere to the principles of democracy, law-based decision-making, and legislation. We must speed up the legal system with Chinese characteristics to be implemented so as to guarantee the implementation of the rule of law philosophy. We must also firmly make decisions by looking at the big picture nationwide. The NPC's work must be integrated into the national picture. We must legally practice our rights and interests of election and execution of laws and legislation. We must give full play to the functionalities of NPC so that the core work of CPC Central Committee and the nation's government will be integrated with NPC's work. The NPC will prioritize the core interests of the nation. And we must also unswervingly adhere to the people-orientedness the deputies play as the dominant roles in this sphere. And in China, people are the masters and are the it is up to the people to decide the NPC, and so the people will govern the nation's affairs, the economic and social affairs. All of the work of NPC must all observe the principle of people-orientedness. We must echo the call of people in terms of their aspiration for a better life. We must respect, rely on, and serve the deputies. We must give full play to the role of the deputies so that the people could be true masters politically and socially. Fellow deputies, when the CPC is embracing the 100th anniversary of its own founding, we must more closely unite around the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping as its core. We must boost our for awareness and for confidence, and to safeguards, we must unite with one mind and one heart to honor our commitments and embark on the pathway towards the Chinese dream, which is the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. Fellow deputies, the fourth annual session of the 13th NPC has seen all of the items of agenda accomplished. Please all rise and sing the national anthem.
现在我宣布，
Now I declare
中华人民共和国第13届全
the
国人民
fourth
代
annual
表大
session
会
of the 13th
第
National
14
People's
次会议
Congress of the
闭幕。
PRC concludes.